Oh, okay, so we've got General Juhziz versus General Granger, but I can't build any units. So that means we're not building anything from the command center, supply stash, barracks, arms dealer, or airfield if we capture one. Now, rebel ambushes are allowed, as well as rocket troops from the tunnel networks and workers that spawn from the supply stashes too, because we're not actually building those. Okay, on with the battle. So we're building ourselves a supply stash right now. That's just so we can get the worker count up. So because we're not allowed to build workers from the command center or supply stash, the only way to generate the workers is to keep building supply stashes. So we're basically doing a very inefficient way of getting workers, spending $1,500 per supply stash. Now, the thing with Granger is he's going to start attacking you around about the 4.5 minute mark. So that doesn't give me a lot of time. So I've got about 3 minutes right now to build enough defense so then we can counteract all of those King Raptors, Rangers, Comanches, all the other units that he sends. So he does hit pretty hard and pretty fast. Now, the idea for Granger is we gotta be able to defend ourselves for roughly 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes of him attacking you, he will wind down his attacks, and then it's a lot more manageable from that point. But if you have like a very solid defense and the 5 minutes pass, then it's pretty much going to be the case where he can't touch you. And if he can't touch you, you'll be able to bust out your arms dealer, palace, scud storms. You'll be able to get through the whole tech tree without any issues at all. It really depends on how you go about building everything. So right now I've got 3 workers building our stinger sites. Now you're probably wondering, okay, why not tunnel networks? Because tunnel networks would give you 2 rocket troops to play with. Now there's a few things with that. So tunnel networks, they're good if you're going up against the Ranger drop that he does right at the beginning. It's good for that, because tunnel networks are good against Rangers. The rocket troops, however, they're not really good against his planes. Maybe the Comanches, yes, but the other planes have the PDLs, and the rocket troops that we have, their rocket fire is slower than a Stinger Sight. So the Stinger Sight rockets, because they're a little bit faster, they're more likely to hit and destroy the enemy planes that are coming from General Granger. That's why we're spamming out so many Stinger Sights. Now, because we've gotten so many supply stashes, we've got 4 workers getting all of those supplies now, so that's pretty decent rate of getting the resources. Now we want to get to that rank 3 though as fast as we can. When we get rank 3, we're going to get the rebels, and then we can get the oil derricks. So that's going to be a key part to this battle.
I will obey. Are there not better tools? Yes.
So yeah, now we're starting to get a couple of tunnels into the game. That's so we can counteract some of those rebels, the Rangers from the Ranger drop. Now, I did this battle before the Prince Kassad version of this challenge. I think I had a much easier time doing it as Kassad compared to Juhziz, just because I had a bit more of a balance between stinger sites and tunnel networks. See, in this case, my tunnels aren't even ready yet, and he's starting to attack me. But with Prince Kassad, I was able to get the tunnels out before the attack started, so I think there was a few things in this battle that I didn't do as Prince Kassad later on. But here's one thing I did do. Building a barracks in the bottom left corner. Now, building a barracks in the bottom left corner is actually a very, very good strategy here, because General Granger likes to attack your production buildings. So he'll like to attack my command center, the barracks that is next to it, but he'll also want to go for the barracks in the bottom left corner, and as a result, that means my stinger sides are more likely to destroy his planes. So that's why it's a smart move to do that. When I was doing that as Prince Kassad, I actually camo netted the bottom left corner barracks, and that was very good because I was able to destroy a lot of his planes, because they were just flying all over the place and couldn't really do anything to me.
This is hard work. I'm hungry.
Yep, so since I have a decent number of stinger sites, I'm going to get one of my workers to start collecting the resources just to get the money up just a little bit faster. Now, with our other worker building the barracks, we want to keep building the barracks. We want to keep doing that so then we've got a target for his planes. And then the stinger sites will keep picking those off. See, financially speaking, if it's only going to cost me $500, then it's well worth it. One thing that I just thought of this, one thing I could look into would be fake buildings. Maybe that might be a better way to go about, you know, getting his attention with the planes. I don't know, just thought of it because fake buildings are a little bit cheaper, so maybe, just maybe, we can bait out those planes with fake buildings. Might have to play test that one later.
This hammer is heavy.
Well done, General. You have reached a higher rank.
Okay, since we got that rank 3, going in for a rebel ambush, and we went for level 2 bounty. So level 1 rebel ambush is fine. We don't need the detonate ability. Just we did get rank 4, and I could have gone with level 3 cash bounty by that point. I didn't because I was favoring the damage output of the detonate ability as well. So yeah, I think I should have gone level 3 cash bounty because I didn't even have the detonate yet from the palace because we never built a palace.
Upgrade complete. A warrior has
So yeah, now I'm stuck with a bunch of rebels that aren't really going to serve much of a purpose here. So, see, I will call out some of my mistakes when they occur.
Our way is through. No cost is too great. Our way is through. That stronghold will protect us.
I'm just a peasant. I will do what I must. What do you want me to do? I will do the best I can. Do not hurt me. I will obey. If that is what you want.
So with the rebels, so because we've gotten so many, we're just putting them in the buildings to act as bait. See, I could have done that if I used the level 1 rebel ambush. Maybe gotten one to capture each of the oil derricks and then the other couple of rebels to go garrison the buildings, and then the ones that capture the oil derricks could get those inside the buildings too. So I think that's probably like how I should have gone about it, but again, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Cannot we live in peace?
a warrior has fallen.
General, our land is being attacked.
Do not hurt me.
And see how that plane went down pretty easily because it went for the bottom left corner barracks there. So now the attacks are going to wind down a little bit. We've pretty much hit that 5-minute mark that I was telling you about when he attacks you. So now I just got to build up my defense a little bit more, and then I can focus on getting my tech tree in order. We want to get that arms dealer, palace, and black markets and Scudstorm too. So financially speaking, not bad, but it could be better. So because it's not bad but could be better, I'm thinking that we should go for some black markets, maybe excessive amounts of black markets, so then I can rapidly bust out the Scudstorms later on. So that was my thought process going into it by this point. So cool thing about the rebels in those buildings is that it can draw the attention of the Comanches, but my stinger sides were just out of range, so I have to evac them in order to lure them just a little bit closer to get there. So we can keep the garrison, we can keep the civilian buildings intact if we evac, but we do lose the rebels inside as a result. If I didn't do that, then we'd just lose the building anyway. Alrighty, so we used the rebel ambush, and I chose this spot because there's a cash pile there. Now, I do know I'm going to lose these guys anyway, so we're trying to do a runner. I know it's not going to work out. We accomplished our goal, though, of getting that cash pile, since we are a little bit hard up for cash. So that's why I chose to get that extra cash pile there. Now I can freely get a palace on the go, and then we should be within range of getting the black market next. Now, thing is, I built so many stinger sites, I haven't really planned out, you know, how I'm going to build each building or the positioning. That's one mistake, I was just so focused on building defenses that I hadn't planned out the palace placement or the placement of the scud storms and black markets. But in any case, we're decked out on defense. Those Comanches are going down very, very easily, and it's just a waiting game by this point. We just got to hold out, defend ourselves against his attacks, and then we'll eventually get to the scud storms and then wipe him off the map.
Thank you for the new shoes.
So right now my attention is going to be on the black markets as well as getting the upgrades that we need for this battle. Now, this was a mistake, I shouldn't have done this. I attempted to try and capture the oil derricks, and part of me knew this wasn't going to work, but we ended up doing it anyway, and as a result, that was a waste of a rebel ambush. I would have been better off using those to just detonate on something in Granger's base, and that might have gotten us the rank 5 at that point. It's no big deal, we're going to get the rank 5 sooner or later anyway, but just there were better targets out there. Now, with our workers, we've been expanding with our stinger sites, and we want to try and expand to that resource pile there, and then that way we can get another supply stash up and then gather resources from 2 different spots. We're also getting more and more black markets on the go, so then we can do the rapid fire scud storm building.
Well done, General.
Yep, so there's our rank 5. So Anthrax Bomb, Sneak Attack, and level 3 Demo Rebels. So, having thought about it, see, the level 3 cash bounty could have been alright, because that would have gotten me the scud storms that little bit faster, but having said that, the trade-off right now is that he's not really attacking me all that much, so I don't know how well the level 3 cash bounty would have done. So, but then again, level 3 rebel ambush, there's not a lot of good that's going to do either. I mean, it's just going to be increased damage when we detonate our rebels. As for sneak attack, well, that can be helpful if we decide to, you know, either sneak in the rebels that way, or if we do a tunnel network spam. Both of those things can work, but it would be more of a cleanup crew type of situation, because you'd want to be able to fire off a few scud storms to get the planes out of the way, then use your sneak attack, and then bust out all your units that way, and then there's little to no resistance for your rebels and your rocket troops for when they capture or destroy his buildings. Yep, so we're doing pretty well financially now. We've got another 2 black markets that are almost ready, and I ended up using my sneak attack right next to my oil derrick, and the reason why I did that is because I noticed that my oil derrick was pretty low on health, and I thought to myself, well, maybe I could utilize the sneak attack to act as a little bit of bait and take a few hits, and then that way the oil derrick can last a little bit longer. That is if I choose to keep the oil derrick as is, or if I send a worker to go repair it in the meantime, I'd have that little bit of extra time just in case. So now I'm trying to pick a target with my rebel ambush. So I could go for like 2 airfields, that would have been a safe bet, but here's the weird thing. Of all the places, I chose the strategy center and the power plants. Honestly, I'm not sure if I should have done that, because by doing that, you've triggered General Granger into calling in for reinforcements with aircraft carrier Olympia. So now he's going to do a lot of attacks. So I'm just trying to remember what my thought pattern was at this point. Perhaps I was trying to trigger him into attacking me so then I could get the extra cash with the cash bounty. That would make sense. Other than that, I don't think there's any other reason why you would want to intentionally trigger him calling in for reinforcements.
I can't build there. Are there not better tools?
As you can see, the Chinooks are trying to get my resources, so that's actually kind of a good sign, because that means that General Granger doesn't have any other resources to collect inside the village. So it does mean that there's going to be less planes for him to send my way. So I guess when I go destroy his command center later on, it does mean his like all or nothing attack won't do as much damage. Now, as you can see, the black markets, they're really putting in the work, and the oil derrick is still intact, so he hasn't really done any other attacks on the oil derrick or the sneak attack, so I intended for it to be a distraction, but he's not attacking it. I'll take what I can get. And this is all coming off 2 oil derricks, like 7 black markets, and a couple of workers getting resources, so we're doing pretty well. And yeah, I just did anthrax bomb in the village, just in case Granger replenished the infantry in the village, because when I did do the attack, there wasn't that many infantry there, so I thought maybe he'd have built the other infantry and then sent them there. That's why I did that.
Okay, I will work.
So as you can see, we got a worker who's slowly but surely going to reach their destination. So that worker was building one of my Scud Storms, so he's gone all the way around the map just to get to this supply stash scaffold. When, as you can see, there's clearly gaps between the Scud Storms, so I found that kind of funny as I was playing. So yeah, now we got our 4th Scud Storm ready. And yeah, once again, we're building supply stashes. Also, reason why we're building the supply stashes is so we can get the worker count up. I want to use the workers to do a tunnel network spam. I was pretty happy with the number of Scud Storms that we've got, because we're going to have a 5th one shortly, and I think 5 Scud Storms is plenty. But I want to get enough tunnels, so then we have a lot of rocket troops to play with. And then later on, after we do enough attacks with the Scud Storms, we can send in all of those rocket troops to clean up the mess. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be the game now. So we're just using 4 workers to repeatedly build tunnel networks. So with 4 workers building 4 tunnel networks, that means we're going to get 8 rocket troops every single cycle. So if we keep consistently doing that, then we could, you know, we could have like 40 or so rocket troops in no time at all. If we were to do 5 cycles of tunnel networks, that is.
That is what you want. Oh, okay, I will work. Cannot we live in peace? Yes, I will do the
So
best.
with our workers, so for me, I've got my tunnels hotkey to the V key. So that's all I'm doing is just V over and over again, and then J to sell off my buildings.
What do you want with me? Does it have to be so far?
And that way we've got a clear space to do it all over again.
Do not hurt me.
We can now use
And
Scud Storm.
so this was how I spent my time, just waiting on those Scud Storms to be ready to go.
Hungry.
Okay, so Scud Storm number 1, we're gonna go for the command center. And yeah, normally demo Scud Storms can destroy a command center. In this case, he does have some other buildings nearby that can soak up some of the damage. So haven't fully destroyed it, but we can aim our other one at one of the airfields as well as the command center. I did my demo rebel ambush on the dozer there. So once the Scud Storm hits, no more dozers to rebuild. And this is when Granger's going to do his all or nothing attack. Now, since we've got a boatload of Stinger sides back at our main base, we'll be fine. So his base is practically empty with planes. So now we can just bust out our rocket troops that we've been building the tunnel networks for. I didn't have everything hotkeyed, that's why I was doing things the long way by moving back and forth towards, you know, his base and my base. There we go. Now I had it hotkeyed. That way it's everything comes out all at once. And with those guys, we can just pick off the remaining buildings. We can wait on a couple more Scud Storms to finish off the last couple, and then that is basically how we beat General Granger with General Juhziz without building any units. Now, if you enjoyed this one, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do have a Command & Conquer Generals playlist if you want to check out any of my other Can't Build Any Units challenges. And they are much harder than this one. I do have like other generals like General Alexander or General Ling, just to give you an example. Anyways, I'm Cracklo. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Curse you, General. If you hit another airfield, I'll come for you personally.
Overtake them!
We can now use our Scud Storm. Launching Scud Storm.
The tunnels
A
will
warrior
protect
has
us.
fallen.
Stay close to safety.
We are victorious.
I guess it's time for me to go find a good airline job.